that will create very much public's interest, and we are really very much hopeful that this sort of Sukuk product will hit our capital market in near future. And before we going to introduce this sort of Sukuk bond in Bangladesh, we need some sort of conceptual clearance from the international arena, and how Sukuk is exploring all other parts of the world, and what sorts of nitty-gritties are there, what are the standards are there. And I know that all the honorable speakers already delivered their speech to our 10 batches of 510 participants who learned a lot last 2 days. And I'm really honored to be the project director of Capital Market Development Program 3 under this project. This sort of Sukuk rule also, our technical assistant, international consultant, they helped us to introduce this rule in Bangladesh. And after introduction of this rule, we are going to deliver this sort of training program to our market participants as well as regulators. And we have few other plans for future training programs, and I'm really interested to look forward in future to see that our capital market is going with this sort of Islamic products. And definitely the organizer Alhuda CIBE, they are of great help to us for give this sort of training to us. I don't want to continue anymore, because I hope that some other speakers will I will learn from other speakers or chief guests, so that will help us for our future development. Thank you, Alhuda CIB, and all the participants from the stock exchanges, our central depositories, our intermediaries, merchant bankers, asset managers. I'll not say all the names here, all the listed companies participants, all the BSCC officials who participated last 2 days. I'm really thankful for them. Thank you very much for your attention.
Bundle of thanks and regards, Mr. MD Saifur Rahman, for your valuable statement about closing ceremony. Now we have a special chief guest, Mr. Ayman Sijini, the Chief Executive Officer of Islamic Corporation for the Development of Private Sector. ICD is a multilateral development financial institution and is a part of Islamic development banks. Let's warmly welcome to Mr. Ayman Sijini. Thank you so much, sir, for your donation. And now
thank you very much, Raisa. Now I would like to welcome His Excellency Mr. Ayman Sijini, the Chief Executive Officer, ICD Islamic Development Bank. A very warm welcome, Excellency, and let I briefly give you some background of this training. We have a mandate by Bangladesh Security and Exchange Commission and Asian Development Bank to organize 10 simultaneously training on Sukuk with 18 speakers in last 2 days. So about 510 participants from the Security and Exchange Commission of Bangladesh, Central Bank, Capital Market, Islamic banks, conventional banks, rating agency, Bangladesh Stock Exchange, while participated in this training. As you are the leader of Islamic finance industry in the world, as all the people know very well that ICT have been financed in more than 100 banks and have been issued the Sukuk and help out to different nations to issue the Sukuk in different countries. I would like to welcome you and listen from your global vision that how Bangladesh Islamic capital market and Islamic finance industry can leverage from your vision. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wassalatu wassalam ala Sayyidina Muhammad. I'd like to keep my video closed with your permission because I think the connection will be much better, if you don't mind. So I say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wassalatu wassalam ala Sayyidina Muhammad. I'm happy to speak to all of you today and close this interesting online training session on Sukuk. As you know, ICD is a multilateral development financial institution and is part of the Islamic Development Bank, ISDB group. In the Islamic sphere, there are numerous instruments that align unique and perfectly with social and sustainable objectives. And these are gradually being recognized and brought increasing into the forefront. State committees to national plans for sustainable development and sovereign signals are starting to provide some guidance, but there is capacity building gap that needs to be addressed. Since last year, ICD became one of the fastest Sharia fixed income joint arranged holding the 8th position on the Bloomberg International Sukuk Issuance League table at the end of 2020. ICD has pioneered a developmental role in the emerging and front market over the past few years. Despite regulatory changes, ICD has assigned many sovereign with their debt Sukuk issuance. We also expect to see more interest towards local currency Sukuk as they aim to attract cheap financing in international capital markets. ICD believes that the region will continue to develop Islamic finance industry in order to create alternative sources of financing for SMEs and state and municipality infrastructure projects. There is a need to have the support of political leaders in order to expedite the process of adopting a regulatory framework and related to Islamic finance and Sukuk precisely. Much more work would be needed in order to encourage issuance and issuers to implement sustainable finance guidelines. Such guidelines will provide clarity to issuers on criteria such as project eligibility, internal green policy, and green policies, a proper framework of governance, use of proceeds that qualifies to make it green, and reporting. By end, I would like to thank each of you for attending this webinar. I hope that you took benefit of the training session and learned new ideas related to the development of the Sukuk market. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, His Excellency, for your valuable time and for such a visionary words. Thank you very much once again. And I believe under your kind leadership, Islamic banking industry and Islamic capital market will grow further. Thank you very much, sir. Now I would like to request His Excellency Mr. Ehsan Over, the Secretary General of CIMIC OIC. He will join us from Istanbul. And Mr. Ehsan Over is a very visionary leader for halal industry. And by having his kind contribution right now under OIC and OIC member countries, halal industry include halal banking and finance, including halal food industry and other elements are growing. His Excellency, we want to have some words from you, from your vision about halal industry, about Islamic finance industry, and what OIC is doing for the development of halal industry in different countries. His Excellency, Mr. Ehsan Awad.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, brother Zubair Mogail, and dear brother and sister, distinguished representative of several organizations in in Sukuk area, from OIC institution, His Excellency, ICD President. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, brother Zubair, for the good words about us and CIBE. Many years we are working together. The Standards and Methods Institute for Islamic Countries, as known, is affiliate institution to OIC, and its sole standardization body was established in 2010 in order to remove technical barriers to trade and provide a basis to develop technical cooperation, especially in area of standardization, certification, accreditation in OIC member states. We are now working with have membership from OIC, 42 member states and 3 observers, totally 45 members is the CIBE members. CIBE aims to developing infrastructures, economies, and trade capacity of its member states, and consequently enhancing intra-OIC and international trade. To that aim, CIBE has prioritized standardization a key element to push up the member states' capacities in export and the competition of course, to ensure safety and efficiency in any products or service by developing OIC level standards. Its function, as such, its functions as a sound mechanism to harmonize standards among OIC member states, especially in the halal industry. As you know, halal industry is a new trend and is going to be grown rapidly, and each year is this market and the industry is growing. We have aims to achieving uniformity in the testing facilities, standards, activities, and also engaged education and training, as well as technical assistance to all its member states. It's well known this finance is very important. Islamic finance, halal finance, and Islamic economy is the key factors in trade between the Muslim countries. That reason, this type training programs like Sukuk or other halal finance type is very important. I want to congratulate brother Zubair and Alhuda company for their initiatives, international activities in different countries, especially today for Bangladesh authorities and companies. I congratulate them. We are supporting this all type of this training programs or certificate programs, international programs. We are honored of them. And we also organize yearly halal Expo, OIC Halal Expos and World Halal Summit, the halal finance and the all type of finance like Sukuk or other type of the finances are on our agenda. Our door is open to all type financing to discuss this issue. Lastly, I want to again congratulate for the organizer this very important program. I want to send my best wishes to all participants and congratulate them for their participation in these important activities. Thanks again, brother Mugail and his team. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, His Excellency, and for your kind words. At the end, I would like to thank to all the participants. I would like to thank to the Bangladesh Security and Exchange Commission, His Excellency Saifur Rahman and Brother Shadul Islam for their kind coordination to organize this training. I also would like to thank to Asian Development Bank and other associated organization who were in this training. And I also would like to thank our London speakers who gave a very good presentation on different topics of Islamic bond. And we also shared about 10 books in PDF format about Sukuk regulations, about Islamic finance. And as I mentioned, we are always available if you need any further assistance related to the any area of Islamic banking or Sukuk or Islamic capital market, Islamic fund management, or Islamic asset management. I also would like to thank my team, Ms. Kirat, Ms. Shakufta, Ms. Raisa, and Mr. Abdullah, and many other our colleagues who are coordinating to each after training with the trainers, with the participants, and with different technical issues related to the Zoom and with other slide structuring and etc. So I would like to thank to the her, and inshallah ta'ala we will continue to disseminate our knowledge with our brothers and sisters from the Bangladesh. And by the way, we also learned a lot from the Bangladeshi market as well. As I mentioned about microfinance, we learned a lot from the Bangladeshi market, as well as Islamic Bank Bangladesh also have some unique product. International Islamic banking and finance market also learned from their experiences. The Takaful product, you have a very unique Takaful product, and similarly we are very much optimistic that your Sukuk structures and their Sharia compliance will be the ideal in international market. Alhuda Center for Islamic Banking and Economics have some social media platform like LinkedIn. We have our page with the name of Alhuda Center for Islamic Banking and Economics. You are requested to follow our page so that we can share, we always share some Sukuk structure over there, some product mechanism, some books, presentation, etc. And similarly, we have our page in Facebook as well with a similar name, Alhuda Center for Islamic Banking and Economics. So let me share the Zoom link of the link, Facebook link of our page at the Facebook at the chat room so that you can subscribe our Facebook page from there for continuing learning. And as well as if you need any further assistance, we will always available. So with having these words, now I will request to Excellency Saifur Rahman to have a conclude this session so that we have our conclusion by his final words. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, and Assalamu alaikum. And we are just going to close this session within few minutes, and I hope the session, the learning we took from the 2-day session, that will help us a lot in future development of this Sukuk market in Bangladesh, as well as we are working with international institutions of Islamic products, hopefully in future, and our market will show the reflection in future, hopefully. And thank you, Alhuda CIBE, for your relentless support and all the officials related with those activities. I like to thank you, and I like to conclude this session here. And all of our participants, I'm going to say in Bangla to my participants, সবাই ভালো থাকবেন, সবাই আশা করি খুব ভালোভাবে এখান থেকে শিখেছেন, and আমরা হয়তো ভবিষ্যতে আরো নতুন নতুন প্রোগ্রাম করব। Thank you so much.
Thank you. Best of luck, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum and very good evening.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Excellency, with your permission, we are concluding that session. Assalamu alaikum.
Thanks to all.